Counter-Strike has not been adding many new skins recently. In fact, over the last 18 months, it's had exactly one case and one collection added to it. That's not very many skins. Sure, they're still making bonkers money by doing literally nothing in the meantime, but the fact remains, that's not very many skins. Or at least, it wasn't many skins until they dropped the Armory update on us. This update has about 100 new skins, entirely new cosmetics, and it's also done something that has absolutely stunned me. And in this video, I want to have a look at what that is, as well as some of the other controversial things that have come out of this update. This is a very, very interesting development, so let's get into things. So I'm going to be focusing on these skins in this video. I am not 3Clicks Philip, he will cover everything else when he's back from his holiday. I am just sticking to the skins. So the Armory has essentially added a battle pass. You buy the pass, or 5 passes if you're feeling kinky, you play the game, you get the stars, stars get you drops. This is the same system they first introduced for Operation Shattered Web, although the Armory uses the more recent shop system they first added for Operation Broken Fang. But the CSGO operations did have one giant difference compared to the Armory. In those old operations, you could buy as many stars as much as you wanted whenever you wanted, but with the Armory, you can't buy stars at all. The only way to get them is to play the game. You can do 5 passes at once, that obviously helps, but it is still infinitely harder to get stars than it was during the CSGO operations. And that's a huge deal. Okay, so firstly, Valve are passing on shitloads of money here. In fact, I was kind of stunned when I saw this because I couldn't believe how much money they were just leaving on the table. The CS community has a gambling addiction. We spend a lot of money on cases, and the Armory is kind of like one big case. People would spend shitloads of money on stars if they could. To give a sense of how much money I'm talking about, people have spent at least $110 million on the Anubis package, and that is a shit tier package with garbage skins. How much money do you think people would be spending now that we have some skins which are at least moderately good? Obviously, we can only guess what the exact numbers would be, but either way, it would be a lot of money. The CS community can't control itself, and the results would be very predictable. But the point here isn't to give credit to Valve for not being greedy. The point is more that this is going to have all kinds of effects on the skins market. You see, the thing about gambling is that people generally don't care about making a profit when they do it. The people who were buying stars during Operation Riptide weren't thinking about their return on investment. They were thinking about getting a Desert Hydra. And because of that, they pushed down the return on using the stars to absolutely fucking terrible levels. But with the Armory, it is not going to be like that. Now, it's not that there won't be people farming the pass. In fact, there is going to be heaps of people doing that. But if you're farming the pass just to try and degen open an M4 fade, you're going to be limited in how quickly you can complete it. If you're playing the game normally, it's probably going to take about 30 hours to complete your passes. You just can't get skins at the same rate. And sure, there are exploits you can use to farm the pass a lot quicker. This one's being nerfed now, but there are definitely exploits. But the kind of people who are using these exploits are generally the sort of people who do care about making money from the pass. So if it stops being profitable, they won't do it. And this is going to limit how much stuff ends up being dropped. Unlike with previous operations, it's going to be a lot harder for things to fall below a certain price, and long term, that is a really good thing. Firstly, keeping the skins in the collections more expensive rewards people who are actually playing the game more. It might sound like a bit of a superficial thing, but by giving up the money they would have gotten from people who degen buy stars, Valve are rewarding people who actually play the game, which is obviously good. More importantly though, it helps to stop the skins market from being oversaturated with skins. The skins market relies on scarcity, and in particular it relies on older items gradually getting more expensive over time to keep people engaged and interested. People are a lot less willing to buy stuff if they think it is gradually going to lose value over time. And while this isn't something the game will be able to keep up forever, swamping the markets with skins is a really, really bad thing, and by restricting how much stuff gets dropped here, it's helping to keep the market healthier long term. So as far as releasing new skins goes, I think the Armory is the right way for Valve to do it. However, this update has also been controversial, and I want to talk about that now. Firstly, people aren't very happy with the cost of the pass. It is $16 US for 40 stars, and That's upset some people. The old operation passes had 100 stars and were cheaper, and came with operation missions and came with a coin. Now, if you miss the operation missions and the coin, fair enough, I'd like them back too. But when it comes to the stars themselves, that is just not how skins work. If you got twice as many stars with each pass, the drops would just be worth half as much. If the pass was 50% cheaper, the drops would just be worth half as much. Obviously, there are some limits to this, like it would be stupid if you only got 5 stars per pass or something like that, but there is no free lunch when it comes to the number of stars. You will get exactly the same value from them either way. Secondly, this update has slapped a 7-day market cooldown on every single skin. This is really annoying. I don't know why Valve has done that. The answer is probably to make it harder for criminals to exploit the skins market, but although it's a bitch, I don't think it's a huge deal. The market already has a 7-day trade hold, things are fine. A 7-day market hold won't change anything either. Thirdly, there's controversy about the drops themselves. High tier skins are being minted at a crazy rate. At the time I recorded this, for example, there were already 337 M4A1S phase known about, and there's probably at least twice as many that we don't know about. This has led to some concern that the market is going to be flooded with reds and that they won't be as expensive as stuff like the Desert Hydra or the Gungnir, and yeah, that is exactly what's going to happen actually, because Valve made it that way. These new collections don't have consumer grade skins, so getting covert skins from them is about 5 times easier. A Desert Hydra was nearly 1 in 4,000, and M4 Fade isn't even close to being that rare. I'm not sure what made Valve change this, but either way, stuff like the reds and pinks from these collections are going to be much cheaper and easier to get than they were during operations in the past, even with less stars per pass. But that brings me to the final thing about the Armory that's gotten a lot of attention. It seems to be permanent. Many people have noticed the passes don't expire, and there's nothing suggesting they'll ever be removed, so it looks like the shop is here to stay. I'm guessing there's going to be a yearly rotation of skins or something like that, and some people are probably going to see this as a major change to how skins work, but personally, I'm not sure that it really is. Systems like this were constantly in place in CSGO for operations, and I don't really think having one permanently active is a paradigm shift. The way skins work has always been that you pay for something, Valve gives you a skin with a random condition and rarity, and then you can go and do whatever you want with that skin. The Armory hasn't changed any of that. It still follows exactly the same format, except you've got to play the game a bit before they let you degen. So all in all, this is not a big change. In fact, I think it's really just more of the same. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. That's all I've got to say about this update. If you've enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.